You evolved to be awake, fully awake. Enlightenment is your birthright. It's your nature. That's why we call it the true self. So I want to retell the story of you and how you fit into deep time and everything that exists so that you can see this for yourself. It's really just the story of separation that we've been told that's caused us to become fixated on our fear brain, right? First of all, evolution doesn't decide stuff. Lots of people think of evolution that way, that evolution's like, man, it would be really nice to have a monkey with a big brain, and starts evolving us. That's not the way it happens. It's also not completely random and accidental, because everything works together. Human beings did not evolve in a vacuum. We evolved in a fully alive, conscious earth that's full of intuition about how things work. Just like trees know how to put their roots deep down into the earth and find water. Our deep, deep ancestors knew how to find food, find joy, create community, live ripe, meaningful lives. That's just the nature of everything. Even an ant has meaning. Even a mosquito, yeah, maybe. We'll argue that one, right? But the way evolution works is that things become possible because they fit together. So we were living in the trees, and the trees needed us. Little monkeys running around, eating all the bugs out of the trees, moving fruit around everywhere so that the trees could bloom and grow and thrive, chattering away so that there was monkey music everywhere. It was all needed. Then the environment changed and vast savannas grew, and we started coming out of the trees. In order to be able to do that, we had to form more solid communities where we took care of each other. Anthropologists, many anthropologists say that the way they can tell when human society was actually starting was because they would find bones that had been broken and healed. The only way you can break a bone and heal it is if someone's taking care of you. The only way that can happen is if you have a culture of care. So we started developing this intricate culture where we cared for each other, we cared for the earth and the environment where we live, and we thrived so much that we literally walked around the entire planet so that people were everywhere. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we were living ripe and aware in our environment. The stories that we're told in school is that, Stone Age people were stupid. It was only when they started getting better weapons that they started becoming better people, and then they started having houses, and then they created civilization. Civilization is actually the problem. That's where we started feeling divided from the earth. So let's don't even take our history past that. Everything that we call history, written history, is really the history of insanity. It's the history of us not belonging. Proof? Wars and wars and wars. Remember history in school? I mean, you learned this war and that war, and in order to pass the test, you had to know the names of all these wars. That's the history of civilization. I'm talking about the history of you and me evolving to be this fabulous creature of awareness and togetherness and relation that we are. And this is both what we need to get back to and what we want to get back to. This is enlightenment. Realizing who you are and how you fit in with everything. This story of deep time has not been available to enlightenment teachers up until now. So now we can change the narrative of exactly what it means to be a natural person here on the earth today. And this makes it easier and easier for everyone, including you, to step into a full, ripe enlightenment, into a full, ripe being of yourself, so that the silent part of your mind is the dominant wisdom of you, so that you're just one thing. So you're just a single, unified self living in a single unified world where everything is one and you totally belong. You evolved to be awake. It's not a big journey from spiritual seeking to knowing. Simply stopping for a moment gets you there. If you're watching YouTube videos on non-duality, you've been studying non-duality long enough. You don't have to wait any longer. You were meant to be awake. Take 1 second and boom. How far is it between you and now? There you are. Be that full awakeness. Step fully into it. This is your nature. This is what you are meant to be.